Okay, guys. All right, so I'm here as Mr. Young. I'm in the lab with students from George Crockett Academy. Also have Miss Lindsay here, and Miss Lindsay is one of the parents and staff persons. So Miss Lindsay, I want you to introduce yourself there.
Hello all, thanks for tuning in. My name is Miss Lindsay. I'm representing George Crockett Academy, and I brought 4 students along to show you some science experiments.
There it is. There it is. All right, so our first student that we want to introduce is Mr. Jalen. Jalen,
My name is Jalen Moore. I go to GCA and I'm in the 8th grade.
Very good. We'll go around here and see if we can get.
My name is Nevaeh Lindsay and I go to GCA and I'm in the 7th grade.
Good. All right, here we go.
Hello, my name is Elijah Berry. I go to GCA and I'm in the 7th grade.
All right.
Hi, my name is Divine Hampton. I go to GCA and I'm in 8th grade.
All right, great. So we got a nice group here. We got a really nice group, and one of the things that we want to do is we want to make sure that all of our students get the opportunity to really investigate their skills in science. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start out with our first discussion is around pH. Jalen, give me one fact about pH, Jalen. One fact.
pH is
What does it stand for?
probable hydrogen.
There it is. All right. Good. All right. Miss Nevaeh, what?
A pH scale is 0 to 14.
Outstanding. Okay, we're gonna come right around to our buddy Elijah. Elijah, give me a fact here.
The Great Lakes has 20% of the world's freshest water.
Nice. Okay, let's go, Divine. All living organisms need what?
Water to survive.
There it is. So we know at the end of the day, there's always going to be an opportunity for us to learn. So we got to do one thing. We got to figure out how the pH meter works, okay? Jalen, what is the setting for a pH meter when it needs to be balanced? What's the pH range for a meter?
Well, the pH is supposed to be at 7.0. Mine right now is 6. Well, yeah, it says 7.0.
Right, and what do you have it in? What kind of liquid do you have it in? Is it in an acidic liquid or is it in a pH buffer?
A pH buffer.
Okay, and that helps us do what?
It helps calibrate it to balance it out so we can test the water.
Very good. Why don't you use your pH meter in your water? Where is the water from here?
My water's from Lake Michigan.
Okay, good. There it is. Good. What's my pH?
So right now my pH is at 6.8.
6.8. Is that acidic or alkaline?
That's acidic.
Bingo. All right, good. I'm coming over. I need to go over to Divine. Divine, what water do you have? You got water from where?
Lake Huron.
You got water from Lake Huron or the Huron River?
Lake Huron.
Okay, no, that's fine. Let's go ahead and get it. So you got a pH meter and yours is calibrated as well, correct? Okay. All right, good. What's your rate reading on that?
7.0.
7.0? Well, you gotta let it set for a while, right? Why you need to let it set for a while? What's the purpose of letting it set? What's the purpose of letting it set? Is that to let it kind of settle out? Okay, what's my number 9?
It's at 8.0.
It's at 8.0. Is that going to be neutral, acidic, or alkaline when it's at 8?
Acidic?
Grab that scale from Elijah. What does that say? This scale here, this scale is going to be in your science kit with Miss Adams. What does it say? 8 is going to put us where?
In alkaline.
Bingo. And alkaline. Show them that so they can see it. Okay, good. Outstanding. Okay. All right. I got to come down to Miss Nevaeh. Nevaeh, you got a little situation. You got pH paper. Show me the pH paper. Okay, good. Well, I need to see it. These guys need to see it. Why don't you get it right there, okay? So now you have water from what body of water?
Labor here.
Okay, all right, go to work. Place it in there. Okay, very good. Go up against your pH scale. See what you got. Let's see, you got it. I need to see it. I need to be able to see it. Okay, so put it right up under there. There you go. So that pH is going to be alkaline. Okay, when you are using, this is very good, good job. When you are using, I'm gonna go to my friend here, Elijah. Elijah, which one would you rather use when you are doing a pH test, son? Which one would you rather use, a pH meter or a pH paper?
pH meter.
Right, why?
You should use a pH meter so you could determine what number it's at, and then use the pH sheet to figure out if it is
relative number, like a relative number, but so the pH meter would be more precise, correct?
Yes.
All right, very good, man. All right, so what do we got here? You got water from where? Lake Erie?
Yes.
Okay, all right, let's go to work. Okay. Ooh, it's something going on. It's something going on. It's something going on. Put that up against that scale and bring it up. I need to see it. Bring it up. I need to see it. We got a situation. We got a situation. That looks kind of pink. So if I'm you, I'm coming down here. And what do you think is the situation here? What's in that water? Because I'm questioning right now. If I take this pH paper here, right? You see yours is a little bit pink. I'm gonna dip this here. It's not as pink. So what does that tell me?
It's
What's in that water? What did we add to that water?
acidic.
We made it acidic. What did we add? We added vinegar, right?
Yes.
There it is. So when you do that, you know that the pH will change based on what happens to the water. What are some of the things that they tell us that we should not do when we are pouring things down the drain? Should we put paint? Should we pour paint down the drain?
No.
No. Right. That's going to pollute the water.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, guys. So here's where we at. Here's where we at. I think we're doing a bang up job. I need Divine to tell me one thing. Divine, you tell me one thing that you learned by doing this experiment. Just give me one item. How long can a living organism or a human being live without water? 3 days. After 3 days, things get real dicey. Okay, son. Jalen, tell me something. Tell me something that I can actually remember here.
Well, something that I learned is that the lightest pH on
the lightest element on the pH on the periodic table is
hydrogen.
Bingo. And when we go to measure the pH of a liquid, are we looking for hydrogen cations or hydrogen anions? That's it. Hydrogen cation in a liquid. So that basically means anything that's positively charged. Okay. All right. So what I want to do is I want to say thank you to Mrs. Lindsay. Mrs. Lindsay, you got to get back in here. She did a bang up job. Y'all have no idea.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm glad I was here to participate and join with you all.
Ms. Lindsay, as a parent, what do you think a young person should be able to learn in a lab environment by doing hands-on science? What do you think? Because I mean, there are some students that don't always get their hands-on, and that's the reason why I want to make sure I bring this thing out. This guy's coming home, Earth Science in a Box. pH is one of the tests that we have to do. What would you say, Ms. Lindsay, around just being a parent and knowing the value of hands-on learning?
Well, you know, I was like, the value of hands-on learning is very important to some. Some people can't do it virtually. They need to be able to feel and see at some point. So, and I think it's very important. So I'm glad these students got a chance to see and feel this experiment with science.
There it is. All right, guys, we'll check with you later. Thank you for tuning in, and good luck with the rest of your day.